Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Haunted Dolls and Curses video. Alright, let's go ahead and let's start a whole new series here, once again based on some of your new suggestions. Please keep those new suggestions coming. I still have the suggestions video listed from a couple of days back. I think the new hashtag short format is kind of messing things up. Even though that video wasn't necessarily a short, it accidentally mixed it in, and so it seems to not be popping up within the right places where people are posting suggestions. So it's still there if you want to still put some items for me to look at, and I'll see if I can tweak things later on. This one has to do though with one of the most haunted paintings, one of the most cursed paintings apparently in the world. Somebody has suggested this a couple of years back and I just simply set it aside, but I thought, why not revisit it here? So let's look at all the information linked to it. There's still a lot of mystery tied to it as well, and a lot of it points to some red flags as well. I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on that too. But you're looking at a picture of it now. It's the curse of the Anguished Man Painting. So let's go ahead and let's talk about all this info and then let's see what comes about. I'd love to hear what your own thoughts and opinions are on it too. So what is this Anguished Man Painting? Well, now that you've seen it, I'm sure you've also seen every now and then a meme that pops up associated with it. It's one of those paintings where or images where every now and then there's going to be something that circulates the interwebs, and when that happens it pops up on social feeds here and there. The origin associated with it is still a little bit of a mystery, and that's what again leads to some red flags. But here's essentially what happened. Apparently it's owned now by a man by the name of Sean Robinson. More on him here in just a moment. He's from England. He states that this painting had been in the Robinsons family for some decades, and somewhere along the way at that time his grandmother had gotten it, although stories as to what occurred and how she was able to get that painting also seems to be more of a mystery. But according to her own version, there was an unnamed artist, so again mysterious stuff, a mysterious artist who used his own blood to make this painting. He apparently mixed it with some paint, dropped some blood, or maybe who knows, put some more on there, created this painting. As you can see, it has a very stark image. It obviously looks like something associated with pain, with anguish, like it's someone crying for either fear or some kind of hurt or who knows what else. But it's pretty much anyone's interpretation as to why this person has that exasperated look. But he used his own blood with paint to create it, and then shortly afterward he ended up killing himself. No one knows again who this man was, why he killed himself, why he created this painting in the first place, who his family was, where he was born, stuff like that. Like all of that just remains a mystery. But his grandmother kept that painting for several decades, and apparently she kept it in her attic because shortly after that man killed himself, the story goes that she in turn started to have some strange things happen within her household. Apparently there was noises that suddenly started popping up here and there. There was also some cries, anguished cries, which almost match the image associated with this Anguished Man painting. And then finally, there was apparently a figure of a man that would walk around that household. I got the impression that the grandmother was kind of like the only one there within that house. And so to see this image of a man suddenly there, obviously that would be something very scary for her. And she was linking it directly to this painting. And so she just kept it in her attic throughout all that entire time. One wonders exactly if that was the case, why not throw it away? Why not give it to, bury it somewhere? Why not do something to get rid of that painting altogether? But she kept it, and then shortly after she ended up dying, the man himself, Sean Robinson, ended up inheriting that painting. I don't know if it was always called the Anguished Man or if he in turn called it the Anguished Man, but he decided to instead put it in an attic. He put it in the basement, and he kept it there for a good number of years, and then finally afterward he decided, according to him, to put it into one of the rooms of his house, and this was shortly after there was a flooding incident. So maybe it was the curse of the painting forcing him to essentially take that painting away from the basement and put it in the house, or it could have just been a freak accident. But either way, he now had to put the painting in one of those rooms, and then that's when he in turn started to inherit some of those same things that were plaguing his grandmother previously. He also heard those strange sounds. He heard those moans that started to come from nowhere. And he also saw a man's figure. Not only that, but his son was also experiencing these very things as well. And it got to a point where apparently it took a physical level. He was at one point there on the stairs, and then that's when something unseen pushed him down the stairs. And then whenever that occurred, obviously it was somebody or something that was trying to create a good amount of damage for him. Falling down the stairs can lead to broken bones, broken neck, or the worst part, obviously death associated with it. And then finally, his wife also saw and began to see this same thing. She saw, in other words, a strange man that was beside her area there in the bed. So all of this stuff was plaguing their household. The question I have again on my mind is, why keep it there? Why have something along those lines within the household if it's directly linked to all those bad things? But somewhere along the way, he decided in 2011 to upload and start chronicling videos associated with the Anguished Man. He created his own YouTube channel, which you'll see some pictures of here. And as you can also see, it's pretty current. He may not have as many videos on there posted, but still he decides to do them every now and then. And they showcase a bunch of stuff linked to hauntings tied to this painting. For example, some of the recordings showcase the painting apparently toppling over. And then in other videos, they showcase these anomalies that start lighting up here and there, like out of nowhere. And then in other videos, they also show some of those sounds that they were hearing, that they were also purported to hear, for all those years, and now they have it captured within the videos itself. And finally, there was also some other videos there. This Anguished Man painting, somewhere along the way on the internet, took on a life of its own. As I mentioned in the beginning, lots of memes and so on. So much so that there's fake paintings as well. People that are claiming that they have the Anguished Man painting and you too can buy it as well. And that's where he claims, no, it's 100% fake. There's nothing there that I would ever sell. It's red flags on my end, because if this was really, really something evil, I would get rid of it as soon as possible. But he still has it, and he still has it there. And as it turns out, in 2016, the rights associated with the Anguished Man were sold to be made into a movie. I don't know exactly if there's a movie that's been out just yet, or if it's one of those things where it's Hollywood, right? And so sometimes it can take a good number of years to develop, let alone be made. And so maybe it might come out sometime soon. But that's at least the latest information associated with the Anguished Man painting, the curse linked to it. So it transferred over from one generation to another. No one knows the information as to who the mysterious painter was, the original one. But whatever he did, and ultimately him killing himself, caused this painting to get its life of its own, create these curses, and now it plagues that man. And then he's ready to showcase those on his videos. But let me know what you guys think. Have you heard more information about this Anguished Man painting, the curses linked to it? Maybe some of you, if you've been lucky enough to see it in person, let me know as well. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.